Unholy Bible, are you its slave? Watch as I devour death in the grave. As I walked up and slew the ram, I saw Cain from across the land. He ran up with a sickle in his hand. I suppose he thought I was his brother. By the time my arms came down, he was already covered. Over that demon, I hovered. I turned to my right to see his descendant in sight. If it isn't Lamech, time to add a third to my deck. I begin to realize who created Amalek, the father of disrespect. Not to mention Pharaoh's rotten cane. So many kings taking the wine in vain. As he tried to make his prophecy come true, I took off both arms, by the two. A little symbolism from this Polish Jew. Pivot, charge. Before my next cooldown, he was through. As I tried to disarm, my automatic nervous system grabbed the winnowing scythe and became alarmed. My reclusive senses start to tingle. Does another minion wish to mingle? Quite the jingle. Do you have bells? It was quite the sleigh ride from hell. I asked the demon, how many of you fell? Told you the green line wanted fallen. Now it wants falling. The thirst never ends. Grammar Nazis are at it again. My name is Shem, and my brother is Japheth. My God is Grim, and his music is Opeth. Let us conduct a song, and poke thou with Leviathan's prong. I've said you got me confused. One more step and your land-grabbing brother will get snoozed. I don't know who gives you orders, but you won't be extending these borders. I don't need to be less. I need you to stay away from this nest. I don't wish either of you the best. And if I had a genie, it would probably rearrange the entire West. Call it feng shui, super gay. We were given commands to spread our gods and take your lands. We are the descendants of the Middle Geese, and the Germans, Romans, and even the Greeks. What does this have to do with me? I thought there were three. He's back there working our fields, and building our weaponry and shields. Their north has been mine like the rivers, and their south has been Japheth's with none to deliver. Steps forward, grabbing an arrow from his quiver. Would you like us to cut off your liver? Japheth, come, take a sip. Walk forward that I may also cut off thy lips. I am not the one, and of my people you shall conquer none. Have you not heard of the son of Nun? And if shui isn't your style, may Shua help you understand what happens to those who defile. I will avenge my brother this day, and fulfill my words with an ark full of thine people when it leaves the bay. 30 silver, to the 10th power you shall truly pay. Try me and you won't need to worry about becoming gray. Enough words, let our actions act out this play. Reluctantly holding his sheath, he begins to take a step and open his teeth. But before he could get grass underneath, like the changing of seasons, I took down his wreath. Beginning to feel like mobs, I turned to see at least 144 stones lobbed, 616 arrows trying to rob me of my atoms and turn me into a blob. Quite the blunder, trying to send this adventurer down under. I swing my scythe and send an AoE that sends every projectile asunder. The marksmen look dazed in wonder. One more to complete my task, leaving me the only one to bask, extinguishing Hades. I call it the Battle of the Euphrates, an ocean of enemies, dried up with only one of mine abilities. I take 3 steps into my suspicion. I see a magician, adding up souls like a mathematician. Melchizedek? I wonder if he's any kin to Amalek. Google says Melech Zedek means the Jews of Melech. Of Slavic descent, the irony is surreal. Let me open a seal. If you change the I to O, you start to finally keep it real. King of Babylon, the Talmud is quite the yummy meal. Magician Ham truly plagued the Pharaoh, boiled his rib down to the marrow, from Kemet to house of bondage, so the land of sodomy could pay its homage. Listen, kiddo, I heard enough. My psychic powers allows me to hear all that stuff. I will steal 10% and rob every seed of thine descent. Ye shall be like monkeys in a barrel, and we shall make thine people seem feral. All you have to do is cross that line, and I'll do to you what they did to my family Vine. As he mounted his chariot and passed the point of no return, I did him like the laser room on Resident Evil during its final turn, my scythe conducting a fade, my arms become a fan in its blades, dual wielding after leaving the shade. Not a single chariot was able to evade, as I added more bread to my plate. Wake up, babe, you're about to be late. Do you remember the last 8 months? Walking around acting like a dunce, scrambling looking for blunts, and begging me for cigarettes more than once, calling your mom and always crying, and always asking me am I buying, stuck on rations and noodles, and spending all day researching on Google. Oh shit, I better shower and put on my scrubs. Do you remember what TLC said about scrubs? Always in the passenger seat of the best groom's ride, trying to holler and slide. I definitely can't seem to get 1K subs, and that Baconator is going to cost half a dub. Those noodles just aren't my type of grub, and I need to keep paying the city to fill up my tub.